Do you know what narcissistic personality disorder is? Do you know what it looks like? If you want to learn more about this personality disorder, make sure you keep watching. Today we're talking about narcissistic personality disorder. As you can see, this picture encapsulates the essence of what a narcissist is. It's all about them, and they think that they deserve special treatment, that they are basically the king of the world. Narcissists only surround themselves with two types of people: enablers and tongue biters. Anyone in their life that doesn't fit in these two categories will certainly be given the boot. So basically, an enabler is someone that it doesn't matter what the narcissist says. For example, if the narcissist cheated on a girl and he says something like, she's like, "How could you cheat on me? I can't believe it." The narcissist will say something like, "Well, if you hadn't got fat, if you hadn't gained those extra 20 pounds, then I wouldn't have cheated on you. So maybe if you get to the gym and you lose some 20 pounds, then maybe I won't cheat on you anymore." And the enabler will be like, "You're so right. I'm sorry. I should have, remained presentable for you. Boo hoo hoo," right? The tongue biter is someone that no matter what the narcissist says or does, just kind of bites their tongue. They know that maybe they're not 100% kosher with it, but they like the narcissist so much that they're not going to say anything. So first, the narcissist will discipline you with their collection of manipulation tactics so that when they do give you the boot or whenever they leave you, you'll be sure to go believing the reasons for your dismissal were all your fault. So when a narcissist leaves you, you'll be like, "Well, maybe if I hadn't," a lot of times the narcissist will say things like, "You're so needy. You can't expect me to text you all the time." They didn't text you all day, So it's not like you're asking for something unreasonable. And they'll make you feel like it's all your fault. Therefore, when they leave you or you choose to leave them, you will be like, "Well, maybe I shouldn't have said this, or if I only had acted in this manner." The red flags of a narcissist. A foundational piece of narcissism is the desire for constant admiration, attention, and approval of others. And like other personality disorders, NPD is grounded in the need for power and control. They need to be able to know that they are in control of the relationship. So for example, they'll tell someone, and I'm using men a lot, obviously, because I'm a female. So if I experience narcissism, it's usually in the form of male, but it's also more prevalent in males. But for example, a narcissist will tell a girl, "You're not going out with your friends tonight. How would you feel if I went out dancing with a bunch of girls?" Kind of how a narcissist thought process is "That's enough about me talking about myself. Let's hear you talk about me." Or "It's not easy being superior to everyone I know." I love this cartoon. I don't know who the author is, but I did not draw this. But narcissistic personality disorder, grandiose sense of self-importance. I am ridiculously good looking, and my famous comics are a form of art. Unfortunately, there's a lot of narcissists in the dating pool, and therefore I have encountered many of them, and they will spend the entire date talking about themselves and how great they are and how nice they are and how noble they are. They require excessive admiration, and that's another reason why they go on and on and on and on and on about how great they are. So, "Excuse me, where's the red carpet and fanfare to greet me?" Believes that they are special, unique, with high status. So, for example, if a narcissist paints and someone says like, "That doesn't really look like a great piece of art," they'll say, "Whatever. These stupid, ugly, non-artistic people will never understand how truly great my comics and I are." So do you notice a pattern of how when they feel that they are insulted, they will lash out at the other person? They have a sense of entitlement. And so they're, "Oh, I have to wait in line? This is BS." They think that they are entitled to special rights and privileges. They lack empathy. If someone is like, "I just lost my job," and the narcissist will say, "Speaking of jobs, I got a raise the other day. Let's talk about my raise, my job." And they can be envious of others. With narcissistic personality disorder, sense of entitlement, exaggerated belief in one's own importance. "I am so great. I am just the best thing ever. You are so lucky to go out on a date with me because I am just all that and a bag of chips, right? That's what they think of themselves. They lack empathy. Underneath, they suffer from a weak self-esteem and are hypersensitive to criticism. So if you tell a narcissist any little thing, they will call you needy, clingy, manipulative, whiny, put you down. If you try to leave a narcissist, they may say things to you like, you think you're going to find someone else to love you? Or you think that you're going to find someone better than me? You'll never find someone as good as me. They have a little bit less impairment in individual functioning quality of life. Unfortunately, because narcissists can be very charming to people because their role is to gain the approval of others, right? The narcissist is often really loved by many people. So they will be very charming and they'll be like, oh yeah, I'll do this for you. Oh, hi, I love this, I love that, complimenting other people. And they're often very popular. But again, when you get to know them, so unfortunately for the person that's dating a narcissist, everybody else thinks that this narcissist is just the best thing ever. The person dating the narcissist, however, knows who that person truly is behind closed doors, and it's not that facade that the person puts forth in day-to-day life. The reason that NPD may occur is because parents teach their kids that they have an unrealistic sense of talent, right? Little Johnny comes home from school and is like, oh, look at this picture I painted. And the parents are like, wow, that is just the best painting ever. You are so much more talented than all the other kids in your class. Or little Johnny scores a goal in soccer and the parents are like, you are the MVP of the squad. You deserve a trophy. You are the best. You are above everybody. So of course, how are they not expected to grow up and be a narcissist, right? Or they may compliment them on how important they are or how beautiful they are. Oh, you're daddy's little princess. You are just the most beautiful thing ever. Every man needs to bow down to you. And when they're not worshipped anymore. They lack empathy for others, and that strains most relationships over time because a healthy person is not going to be with a narcissist. They're going to wake up one day and say, you know what, this is about the narcissist 100% of the time. I'm not going to sign up for this. The narcissist is very sensitive to rejection and criticism, yet they can be highly critical. So they will tell the girl, you're getting kind of chubby there. You better watch it. I'm not attracted to you like this. Or why don't you get your nails done? Or, superficial comments. They're all about appearance. They're all about what you look like. All they care about is appearance. They exploit others. Oh, if you really loved me, then you would be paying the majority of the mortgage. Or why don't you, I deserve to be maintained. So you better pay for this and you better pay for that. They deep down feel an intense shame and have a fear of abandonment. But again, they act so macho, so like, I don't care about anything, oh, whatever. But this is all stemming from a fear of abandonment. So who do they usually go for? Again, they're going to go for those that have a dependent personality disorder because people with dependent personality disorder are going to cling to those narcissists like their life depends on it. They can be very hostile and act in opposition sometimes. So they will do the opposite. For example, if a girl tells the narcissist, can you just please, I just need you to do one thing for me. Can you take the trash out? They will do the opposite of that. They will not do it. They don't like to be told what to do. They are grandiose and have attention-seeking behaviors. So a great place, I feel like, what was that? Was it Steve Irwin, the Australian guy that would always say, and here, I can't do the Australian accent, but it's like, and here we see the reptile in its natural habitat. The natural habitat of a narcissist, where do you think it is? It's at the gym, right? The natural habitat of a narcissist will usually be at the gym unless they have like a really high position like doctor, so they have that, oh, I'm a doctor, I'm above everybody, and you have to do what I say. I'm not saying all doctors are narcissists, but I'm just saying that is a great career for certain narcissists. Or a narcissist will often focus on their physical appearance, what they look like. So you'll see them at the gym, and they'll be really working those biceps. They're at the gym 3 hours every single day. They're taking selfies. They're recording their workout videos. They're doing bodybuilding competitions. They're super focused on their exterior. But God forbid they do some actual work on their internal personality. They blame everybody else for their issues. They tend to tolerate rejection poorly. So if you break up with a narcissist, and the reason why I'm speaking of in regards of dating is because most people encounter narcissists dating. If you're dealing with a narcissist on a nursing unit, I will speak about that in just a minute. But they tolerate rejection poorly. Once again, they will insult you. I've had women tell me that they've dated narcissists and they've dated them for years, and when they're going to leave them, like the verbal abuse that the narcissist will unleash on these women, it's awful. And oftentimes they're so involved in it that they don't see how toxic the relationship is until they're out of it for at least 2 years. The narcissist may seek help for depression or for validation. So rarely will they go to therapy because it's not their fault, it's everybody else's fault. But sometimes they will seek therapy because they want the therapist to be like, no, yeah, you're so great. It's your woman's fault. She nags way too much. Guidelines for nursing care when taking care of a narcissist. So this is important for me because fortunately, I have rarely come across narcissists as a nurse, but it can be challenging to take care of narcissists. So the appropriate nursing care is to remain neutral and recognize the source of narcissistic behavior, which is shame and fear of abandonment. And you want to use therapeutic nurse-patient relationship to practice how to engage in meaningful interaction. You want to avoid engaging in power struggles or become defensive when patients make disparaging remarks. So for example, let's say you're late for a narcissist's PRN medications and he calls you, he's like, well, maybe if you weren't such a fat cow, you would have made it here in time with my PRNs, or maybe if you were a little bit more competent, you would have been here with my meds. So as a nurse, you take a deep breath. You can say things like, that comment is inappropriate, and that type of communication with me is not allowed. However, and then you can continue on. So you can let them know that a comment is inappropriate, but you don't want to say like, you don't want to throw a fit and all of a sudden you're fighting with the narcissist and saying, what are you talking about? How dare you talk to me like that? Yeah. You want to role model empathy. They don't know how to be empathic, so you want to show them how to be empathic, right? Every great leader, teacher has always said, be the light you want to see in the world, treat others how you want to be treated, etc., etc. So role model what it looks like to be a decent human being. Treatment for narcissists. They are not likely to seek help for their own problems. They're more likely to come to therapy because their wife is telling them, I'm about to leave you, so I really love you, but we need to seek therapy because I'm not happy in this relationship. Also, if you're in a relationship with a narcissist, it's very lonely because it's all about them. So it's all about, how was your day? And then the narcissist will go on and on and on and on and on. And then when it's time for the girl to talk about her day, the narcissist will be like, hey, you know what? There's a football game I really want to watch, or there's a basketball game I really want to watch. So sorry, I don't have time for you. Even though they may not say, I don't have time for you, they just be like, I work all day. I just want to unwind. Like, why don't you let me unwind? So they never have time for you. It doesn't matter. It will be a football game one day, the next day they're going out with their friends, and the following day maybe they have homework or something like that. Cognitive behavioral therapy can help deconstruct faulty thinking. So again, kind of getting in their heads and deconstructing all this that they think they deserve everything. Group therapy may help in sharing with others and learning empathy. A lot of the mood stabilizers are also actually part of the anticonvulsant class. So be very careful when you're talking to your patient. Don't go in there saying like, hey, I'm giving this for your seizures when it's actually a mood stabilizer. I did have a student do that. Not a student, but a nurse I was precepting, a GN, a graduate nurse. And antidepressants can be used if the person has symptoms of depression. And this is what nursing school feels like. You feel like you will never be done studying. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And I hope that you learned enough to steer clear of narcissists, especially in your dating life, because they can wreak havoc in your love life. All right, take care. God bless. Mwah. much for watching today's video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. And